Under Michigan law, the Michigan legislature is required to approve a state of emergency beyond 28 days. Despite the legislature not extending that state of emergency beyond April 30th, Governor Whitmer continues to unilaterally issue stay-at-home orders until May 28th. Meanwhile, Owosso barber and author Karl Manke has opened his hair salon and has been busy cutting hair all week despite citations issued by the Owosso City Police Department. The local community has rallied around the 77-year-old barber, who says he just wants to work and is ready with hand sanitizer and mask in hand. There have been hundreds of people waiting in line all week, grateful for an opportunity to get a haircut and to also show support for Manke as he works 15-hour days to serve his customers. An entourage of Michigan State police officers arrived on the scene Friday just as the 6 o'clock news cycle began with local news stations broadcasting live. The Michigan State Police were doing their duty in delivering a cease and desist letter at the request of Michigan Attorney General Nessel and Governor Whitmer.
Hey, Carl.
Yeah.
I'm Sergeant Jones with the State Police.
Boy, you brought a whole contingency.
Yeah, I didn't know. We had a couple people out there.
Oh, yeah.
We were asked to bring that to you by the Attorney General.
Okay.
So I'm just delivering it to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, you guys, you're doing your job. You know, I'm doing what I think I have to do.
Yep, so, I appreciate it. And
yeah, you
we
bet.
just wanted to come in here and be peaceful and everything else.
Yeah, it's peaceful. There's not going to be.
Okay. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. And
Yeah, you bet. Yeah.
I understand you're going to do it.
You tell the Attorney General I send all my love.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Robert Gordon, director of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, states in the letter that he believes that Karl Manke's barbershop poses an imminent danger to the health or lives of individuals in this state. Director Gordon, under the direction of the governor, ordered the barbershop to immediately comply with the governor's executive orders, which requires all facilities providing non-essential personal care services to remain closed through May 28th.
Obviously, this is something that's taken quite a bit of media attention around and quite a rallying of support. You know, as a society, we have to decide if we are willing to take a 77-year-old barber, charge him with a misdemeanor, and lock him up in jail because he's just trying to put food on his table, pay his rent, and get by. The unemployment system is an absolute disaster. People haven't been able to access it appropriately. People haven't been able to get the federal disaster loans that they've looked for. And people in this state and people in my district have to be able to take care of themselves. And when you have a 77-year-old barber saying, I'm just going to open up and cut hair, and we're going to criminalize that and take the political weight of the 10 million people of the state of Michigan and apply it against a 77-year-old barber and lock him up in jail for cutting hair and earning a living for himself, I think shows the extreme depth of what this governor is trying to do.
I have no animosity towards these people. All I want to do is go to work. You know, I don't care about all this other stuff. I feel it's my rights as an American. I've had this business for 60 years, almost 60, 59 years, and I have no intentions of leaving it under these conditions at all. I just want to work. I just want to open my business and be able to support myself and support my family and pay my bills, you know. So, yeah, I don't have any animosity towards any of them. Probably have to go through with an attorney and have him, look through this stuff and kind of represent me and, do what we need to do to go to the next stage. I mean, I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to. I'm in this thing full force. I feel like I'm in about the 5th round of a 10-rounder, so I got a ways to go yet. So yeah, I'm still doing good. That's fine. I think it's a very unfair, approach to workers in Michigan, especially us that are in the having our own business. But with this just shut you down type of thing without any explanation of this. Well, you're just whatever they come up with. It's just sort of like off the top of their heads. It seems like. What are they going to do? Give me life? I got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. I don't care. I've been through 14 presidents, 14 administrations. I was born under FDR. But this is the first time I've ever seen anything, like this. I'm an American citizen. I took government in high school. I know pretty much what we are as people here, a culture. I've worked in this business for over 59 years, and I know human beings pretty well. And to say that a haircut isn't essential. You talk to a guy that drove up here from Livonia, or drove up here, called me from Queens, wondering how he could get here to get a haircut. This type of thing. For men, haircuts are essential. That's a fact. I've worked in this business long enough to know men. And for somebody in the government to decide what's essential and what isn't, from that standpoint, it's pretty silly. And besides, I don't see much difference between what I'm doing here and what they're doing in Kmart or Walmart or Walgreens. Everybody's wearing a mask. Everybody's running around. I've got spaces here in my chairs, and I've got hand sanitizers, and I've got a sanitizer over here with ultraviolet, and wearing a mask, and so all these things I'm within the guidelines of. So I feel it's kind of a discriminatory thing, to have me selected out, that I can't work, after I've built this business over a period of 60 years, and I'm just not about to roll over on it. I'm just not. I need the income. It's the way I make my living. Unless you want to drag me out of here in handcuffs, which they probably will. That poor woman down in Texas, for God's sakes, they mistreated her awful. So, I suspect that they'll probably do something similar here. I would expect that they came over today with, oh my gosh, it was 6 or 8, guys, ready to do a rumble here, and I've got, these little twins, these little quads, here. That was what they meant. This was the resistance. They met these little kids. So these are all family people that are in here. They're all people that believe in their rights, and they're really behind me, and the phone calls that I've had from all over this country and out of the country, from other countries I've had phone calls, and just telling me to stay in there, stay courageous, don't cave in. I don't plan on caving in. That's my faith is pretty strong. I believe in that little serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, but courage to change those things that I can. And I believe that I can change this. I believe it. So I'm going to hold my ground.
While Karl continues to focus on his passion of cutting hair, his legal defense team is challenging the governor's actions in court. Community support continues to pour in, including donations to help defray his legal expenses. Karl, who is also an author of several books, is looking forward to writing another book, although this one may not just be based on a fictional plot.